do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and to make side splits a little bit more fun. All right. I'm going to take another second here to double check my microphones. It does not seem like this one is connected. D says we're live. Yes, that's true. Hold on. Let's see. Will this connect? Please connect. That would be very helpful. Nope. All right. That's a bad start for. All right. Actually, it's not working. All right, whatever. It's fine. We're getting started. Let's go. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make side splits a little bit more fun, a little less painful, and a little bit easier to stay consistent. All right. So we're gonna get started with some warm up. First thing we're gonna do is called hip cars. And look a little bit like this. We're bringing this knee up as high as we can, directly in front. If you feel like you've lifted it to your max, I want you to try some more. Lift. Ooh. See if it gets a little bit higher. All right. From here, we're opening up that leg to the side. We're gonna open up, point it that way, and we're gonna try and bring the knee a little bit higher as well. All right. We're gonna rotate that leg, bring the ankle up, so the ankle is hidden behind the knee. From the side, it's going to look like this. It's going to be nice and horizontal. But from the front, your ankle is hidden behind the knee. And we're going to keep rotating. We're going to bring the knee down. We're going to bring the ankle up until we're starting to feel a little prick building in that hamstring. Then we're going to bring the leg down and back. All right? From here, down and back looks like this. We're flexing the hamstrings. We're flexing the glutes. We're feeling the stretch right here in the front. And that is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. And we're going to do 10 of those in reverse on both sides. All right. Definitely looks like live stream earbud for YouTube is not working, so I'm just going to get rid of that earbud and then just have one in. All right, let's go. We are getting ready to start. Hip cars, high knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. That's one, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's two. There's a whole bunch of chat over on TikTok, but I am a little too far away to be able to read it. That's three, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's four, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's five. If you're just joining in, because I see a whole bunch of people over on YouTube right now, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. This is seven, open, ankle up, down and back. That's eight. Woo, high knee, open. This move is all about building strength in these crazy ranges of motions when you're contracting your muscles and building mobility at the same time. All right, this is nine, high knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That is 10 hip cars on this leg. We got another leg to do. So let's begin. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's one. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. That's two. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's three. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's four. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's five. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's six. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's seven. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's eight. Two more. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's nine. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 10. Angela asks, is this for your hip joint? It is absolutely for your hip joint. Right? We're trying to get our legs through as much range of motion as possible, lifting the knee up high, opening up that leg to the side, rotating the ankle, bring the knee down, and then bring the leg down and back behind you. We're trying to do it for reps. We're trying to build the strength so we can pull our legs into those positions, and that will help us build both strength and mobility. All right? We just did hip guards going forward on both sides. Now we're going to go in reverse. All right? In reverse, it's basically all the same positions, but we do it backwards. All right? So what we ended with was bring the leg down and back. All right? Now we're going to start with that position. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, Feel the stretch in the front of that hip right here. And from here, we're going to lift this leg up to the side. All right? If you immediately find that you're off balance, feel free to hold on to something, grab something for support. This is about mobility. You train your balance, but you don't have to be like, ugh, if you don't want to. All right? Let's go. Leg is up like this. From here, we're going to rotate the knee down, bring the ankle up. Bring the ankle down, bring the knee up, and then bring the knee forward. That is one rep. We're going to do 10 of these in total on the left, 10 of these in total on the right. I'm going to face you so it's easier to mirror. If you got questions, let me know in the chat. I'm trying to peek close enough to be able to see. All right? I can't see most of the time because I have to be a little bit closer. But if it looks like there's a question, I'll jump right again. All right? Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's one. Keep going. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's two. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's three. Keep going. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. If you're feeling off balance, feel free to hold onto a wall, push onto a bookcase, grab something. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's five. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's six. Four more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's seven. Three more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's eight. Two more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's nine. Last one. Back. I think. Let me know if I'm miscounting, because sometimes I'm daydreaming, thinking about the next move, and I forget how far I'm counting. I do so much counting, it just happens. My brain turns off these days. So, I think that's 10 hip cars in reverse on that leg. Take a second, shake out that leg, do a little dance, put that hip mobility to work, and get ready to go on the other side. All right, let's go. Inhale, exhale. Keep that core nice and strong, helps keep you stable. Spread those toes. Oh, I've been requested to slow down. I can absolutely slow down, just a little. But slowing down actually makes the whole thing harder. Just so you know, it takes more power, more strength to hold it there. All right. So it's a dilemma. All right. Let's continue. Over here on the leg that's doing the balancing, I want you to try to spread your toes, almost like you would your fingers. I want you to try to grip the floor. All right. That will help you stay a little bit more balanced. Cool. Let's go. We are going back. We're finishing this last leg. I hope you're ready. Let's begin. Bring that leg down and back. Flex the hamstring. Flex the glutes. Feel the stretch right here in the front of the hip. Lift that leg up to the side. Bring that leg up high. Lift it. Feel that contraction right here in the side of the hip. Rotate the leg so the knee goes down, the ankle comes up. Then do the opposite. Rotate again. Bring the ankle down. Bring the knee up. And then bring that leg forward. That's one round. If you've been doing this for a long time as a regular, feel free to go a little bit further. Try to bring that leg across your body. That is range of motion we don't usually hit very much in our life. But I'm going to try and slowly get it back in. All right? That's one. We got 9 more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 3. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 4. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 5. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 6. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 7. Whew, I'm off balance. Pause for a second. Oh, there we go. Back. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 8. 2 more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 9. Last one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 10. Woo! Those are our hip cars. All right. If your hips are feeling a little tired, maybe the balancing leg, the leg that's supporting your whole weight, all these little muscles along your ankles, along your calves are a little bit tired. Maybe the hip muscles Lifting your leg, bring them to crazy places. Maybe your nose are tired, whatever the situation. Your hips, your legs probably tired. So do a little shake, do a little wiggle, flop around, dance, and let those muscles relax. All right. If you're just joining in, you're like, what is this guy doing? Throwing his legs all over the place and flopping around. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. All right. We do this live every single day to practice number one quality, consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make it easier to show up and practice, more consistency because it's entertaining and it's fun and you can do it together. Cool. If you like side splits, if you like hip mobility, but need help with consistency, make sure to follow, hit subscribe, and let's get into warm up exercise number 2. We're going into the elephant walk. And it looks like this. We're folding our hips, we're bringing our belly button down towards the ground. Alright? If your hamstrings are tighter, you might get stuck wiggling like this at an angle. That's fine. If you can, go a little bit more. Alright? If you can go further, great. Keep going. And just chill and enjoy. Alright? You might be feeling your back starting to relax a little bit. Inhale, exhale. Let your air out of your lungs. Inhale, exhale. Let your air out of your lungs. From here, you might also be feeling the tension build up in your hamstrings, and that is what we want. We're going to add a little bit of movement now. All right, we're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg. We're going to switch back and forth. So, boom. Other leg is now bent. Boom. Other leg is now bent. And boom. And boom. And boom. Just do a couple of these. Focus on going nice and slow. I might have called it, the sound effect I might have made is boom. But you don't have to move explosively. You don't have to move fast even. You can take it nice and slow and feel that stretch building in your hamstrings. Alright? Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And now that you've done a bunch of these, focus again on bringing your belly button a little bit deeper into the ground. And continue. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Bring your butt down towards the ground. Push off your thighs. Come back into standing. And that is our second warm-up exercise, some elephant walks. We got to loosen up our hamstrings, give them a little bit of attention. We're going to move on into our third warm-up exercise. It's called thoracic rotation. All right? The thoracic spine, the thing we're rotating, is basically below your neck and above, around-ish your belly button. All right? So this chunk of your spine is designed to move. Bend to the left, bend to the right, twist, hunch over, type in, scrolling on your phone, and the opposite, opening up your chest. All right? Most of us, we have absolutely no reason to be rotating anymore in our normal lives. So we're going to add it in to help out with that lack of doing it for any other reason. All right? We're going to get back into that position we're just in, where one leg is bent, one leg is straight. We're folding our belly button down towards the ground. Whee! Then we're going to take the arm from the bent leg side. We're going to reach across to the straight leg. We're going to push off the shin bone, and we're going to help rotate our chest and back that open. All right? I want you to extend your other arm up into the sky. I want you to rotate your neck to look at that hand, and I want you to breathe. All right? On the inhale, don't do anything. On the exhale, reach a little bit further back. All right? Inhale, exhale. Woo! That is one side. We gotta do the other one. All right? Now, other side. This leg is bent. This leg is straight. The arm from the bent leg side reaches across the body to the straight leg side. We're pushing off the shin. We're opening it up. We're inhaling. We're looking at the hand. We're breathing. Exhale. Reach. That is the other side. We've done 1 rep. All right? We're going to do 5 of these in total. I talk fast, but that does not mean you have to move fast. I drop in with a little bit of explanation and exposition and whatever, and you can go as slow as you need to. Take that rotation, feel the stretch. If anything feels intense, you can pause, you can stop, and you can completely just stop doing it altogether if you want. Cool? All right. We're going to do 4 more. Let's go. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Push off that straight leg, open up the chest, inhale, exhale, reach. That's 2. Other side. That's 2. Other side. That's 3. That's 3. I'm going to give you all the instructions again. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. That's 4. Other side. All right. Final round. Let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Push off that shin bone. Open. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale. Reach. That's 5. Last one. Inhale, exhale. That is our thoracic rotation. If your spine is feeling a little bit looser, great, you've done your job. If you've rotated and tried really hard to rotate, your back muscles might be a little tired, might be a little almost stiff and go up. Add a little bit of movement, do a little shake, put those back muscles to work, and it should help you relax. All right. If your shoulders are feeling real tired right now because you don't do very much of this motion, reaching back behind you in your normal day-to-day life, that is normal. That's okay. We don't have any other exercises that require this motion, so it'll be fine in a couple of seconds. All right? We're going to move on into our 4th and final warm-up exercise. We are going to do some cossack switches. They look a little bit like this. We're opening up our legs. We're dropping down into a deep squat on one side. And we're doing basically a side split on the other. All right? If this is a crazy position for you, just pause right there for a second. We're going to pre-warm up our warm-up exercise in a second. All right? I'm going to just demonstrate first. From here, we're going to move our butts over to the other side. We're going to mirror it. I'm going to scoot back so that my body is not cut off from the image, and then we're going to come back. And of course, I jumped in the completely wrong direction. All right. Boom. We're going to go left. We're going to come right. That is the Cossack switch. What I want you to do at home is notice your ankles, your knees, your hips are probably not super ready for that. And we're going to prepare them with a pre-warm-up to our warm-up. All right. I want you to come back into standing from wherever you're at. I want you to slowly squat on down and try to get as low and small and compact as you can, all right? I want you to imagine you're doing a cannonball into the pool, pulling your chest down to your knees, feeling that Achilles tendon stretch, feeling that stretch in your calves, all right? Hang out here for a little bit. It's totally okay, in fact, recommended for your heels to come up a little bit right now, okay? So don't worry about that. And chill. Breathe, inhale. Exhale. Relax. All right, next. We're going to add a little bit of movement to get the ankles, the knees, the hips ready for some of the more intense movement that is to come. I want you to try to push one knee down. I want you to pull that knee back. Push the other knee down. Push the other knee back. Bring both knees down. Bring both knees back. Open up one hip. Bring it back. Open up the other hip. Bring it back. Open up both hips. Bring it back. And that's a little bit of movement. Those all felt pretty comfortable. We're probably ready to move on. Let's go. We're going to get into our Cossack switches, all right? I want you to drop back into that deep squat position where your heels are off the ground. I want you to stick your hands directly into the ground in front of you. I want you to extend one leg out to the side so that the heel is down. I want you to plant this heel down as well, all right? If you're newer to the movement, you're a little higher up, that's totally fine. If this is your deepest position, great. If you can get deeper, awesome. You can get really deep, amazing. And our next step is the same for everybody. We're going to hips over that way. All right. So, scooch right over that way. If you're a little bit higher up, it might be easy for you to just shift. If you need a little bit of support, you might want to use your hand. Do a little wiggle, do a little shooting, and help bring yourself over to the other side. All right. Then when you're here, we're going to breathe. Exhale. We're going to try and sink a little bit deeper into our stretch. Then we're going to come on back. That is 1. We're doing 10 in total. Let's keep going. Across. Chill. Breathe. Sink into it. Across. Chill. Breathe. Sink into it. That's 2. Oh, you don't have to chill and breathe on every single rep. That's a lot of breathing. You can do this a bit more relaxed and less structured than I was saying. That's 4. All right. I don't know why I use both hands. That's 4. At this point, you might find you don't need to use your hands. Feel free to skip the hands. That's 5. Keep going. 6. If at any point I've gone too far, it's too difficult for you, you can go back to whatever version you want. All right? Don't need to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm giving you lots of options. Next, if your knees are starting to feel a little achy from this transitioning in between thing, you're like, ooh, I don't like this. We have some options, right? You can come up first, you can come across next, and then you can slowly drop on down deep into your stretch. Again, that's up, across, down. That's up. Keep going. Up, across, down, and then up, across, and down. That's 8. If you like any one of those versions, feel free to stick with it. We're going to do one last thing. We're going to do some squats. All right? We're going to use the leg that is bent. We're going to power through. Boom! For a nice rep. Come on back down on the other side. We got to even it out. Boom! That's 9. One last one. Slowly come on down. Drop your hips low to the ground. Power up. Ooh, that's 10. And last one. Boom. That is 10 reps. We just did 10 Cossack switches, Cossack sliding things, Cossack squats, and now our warm-up is done. Alright? If that doesn't scare you because you're like, oh, what? That's the warm-up. This is a stretching and hip mobility show, so don't worry. Alright, so far what we've done is focus on getting our hips, our knees, our ankles warmed up, get those muscles that tie everything together warmed up so that we can get the most out of our next couple of stretches. So, what that means is we won't be doing as many reps as we just did, okay? Let's get into some stretches. First thing that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. I recommend you go grab a cushion for your knee, all right? The reason why we're grabbing a cushion is because our hamstring stretch is going to look like this. We're going to drop one knee on the ground, we're going to extend one leg out in front, and we're going to fold our belly button down to the thigh, like so, okay? When we do this, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the knee. And I want you to have a little bit of cushioning because if the stretch is painful on the knee, you're not going to be able to focus on the hamstring stretch. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't need to have a foam floor mat. It can be an old towel, dirty laundry. You roll up, you stick it under your knee, and you're ready to go. All right? That's, from here, we're extending that one leg in front. Right? If your hips are too close together, you might find, you're maybe off balance. Feel free to widen the stance just a little bit and see if that helps. Okay? Once you've done that, we're ready to fold. Bring the belly button down to the thigh. As you fold, you'll probably find a point where you don't want to fold any further. You'll get stuck. That is absolutely okay. What I want you to do when you get here is to breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Relax and see if you can drop a little bit deeper into the stretch. Drape your body over that leg and chill. Okay? Once you are here, we're going to add a little bit of movement. I want you to bend the knee a little bit, and I want you to focus on bringing your chest down to that knee. Once you get there, or you get close enough, you can straighten it back out. Alright? Keep going. Let's do 5 of these on this leg. You don't have to go fast. You don't have to do it explosively. I want you to just take it nice and slow. Bring your legs straight. Bring your chest to your knee. Bring your legs straight. And once you've done about 5, we're ready to move on. Okay? We're prepared now to do the inhale, exhale, fold. We're taking ourselves down one level deeper into the stretch. What I want you to do is take a big breath in, inhale, and then I want you to slowly exhale. While you exhale, I want you to fold and bring your belly button down to the thigh. All right? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Woo! That is getting a little bit deeper into the stretch. All right? Right now, your hamstrings are probably quite a bit tighter and very uncomfortable. What I want you to do is inhale, exhale, and drape your body. One more. Inhale, exhale, and drape your body. From here, we're going to do the knee thing one more time. We're going to bend the knee, bring our chest down, and then we're going to straighten the leg. All right? Bend the knee, bring the chest down, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, bring the chest down, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, bring the chest down, straighten the leg. Take it as slow as you like. Do about 4 or 5, and we're ready to continue. We're going to do the inhale, exhale, fold. All right, let's go. Big inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Woo! That is our stretch. Right now, we're going to do the inhale and drape. Inhale and drape twice. Let's go. Inhale. Drape. One more. Inhale. drape in. If you want, now it's optional. You can do a couple more knee bends and straightens. Okay, that is our setup. We're gonna hang out here for 30 seconds, and if you can get a little bit deeper, get a little bit deeper. If you can't, feel free to just chill. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Woo. Come on out of it. Bring your legs in a little closer to your body. Kneel, waddle around, go, ooh, and let's continue with the other side. Other side, leg is out. And bring the belly button down to that back. Fold, 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 fold. Fold some more. Woo. As soon as you get stuck, we're going to do the inhale and relax. All right? Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Woo. And while your hamstrings are still feeling quite tight, we're going to do the chest to knee and straight. All right? Just about 5. Knee up, chest down, straighten that leg. 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 Once you've done about 5, we're going to take it down to the next level. We're going to inhale, exhale, fold. All right? Big inhale. Slow exhale. Fold. Woo! That is our stretch. Inhale, relax. One more, inhale, relax. And a couple more knee bends, all right? Bend the knee slightly, bring the chest down, straighten it out. Bend the knee slightly, bring the chest down, straighten it out. Bend the knee slightly, bring the chest down, straighten out. Bend the knee slightly, bring the chest down, straighten out. One last one, and we're ready to inhale, exhale, fold again. Ready? Big inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Woo! Everything else is up to you now. If you want to bend the knee, straighten it out some more, go for it. If you want to inhale and exhale, relax, go for it. Inhale. Relax. 30 seconds, let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo! That is our hamstring stretch. We are done with stretch number 1. We spent a lot of time getting a little bit deeper into the hamstring stretch because we got other muscles, we got other stretches that require our muscles to be working hard together. All right. When we have stretches that combine multiple muscle groups at the same time, we want the hamstrings to be relaxed enough so they can focus on the other ones. Okay? That is why we spend a whole bunch of time in the hamstring stretch. We're going to move on into stretch number 2. It is the butterfly stretch. All right? What I want you to do is move your butt up against a wall. And I know YouTube is going to have problems hearing me because I'm so far away from the phone, but bear with me. All right? We're going to rest our butt, our low back, our shoulders, our head up against the wall, and have this nice straight posture for a half second. We're going to bring our feet together. We're going to pull it in towards our groin, and we're going to try to bring our knees down towards the ground. All right? The stretch here is happening here in the groin area. The way we increase the stretch is by bringing the knees down to the ground. I want you to use your glutes, your outer thighs to help open up your thighs. All right? So contract those muscles, your outer thighs and your glutes, and see if you can bring your knees down towards the ground. Take a couple of seconds, clench those butt cheeks, and see if you can open it up. If you're new to the show and you're like, what are you talking about? Just focus on two things, all right? One, is the stretch getting more intense here in your groin? If so, great. Two, if your knees went slightly closer to the floor, you're also going the right direction, and that's all that matters, all right? Boom, we're moving on to part two. I want you to take your hands, I want you to apply a little bit of pressure just inside of the knee. I want you to push your legs straight down. You don't have to use that much force, but just use a little, okay? For the next 30 seconds, I want you to push your legs down a little bit more every time you exhale, all right? And hopefully, by the end, you'll find that your legs are a little bit deeper. Cool? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, we're doing this for about 30 seconds. Let's do it to 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. If you've been flexing your glutes and your outer thigh muscles this whole time, feel free to relax them for a little bit. And if you're breathing too hard, you're hyperventilating right now, feel free to slow it down. All right? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. Let your hands go. If your wrists are tired, you can give them a little flop. If your legs are not moving so well, grab them, give them a shake, and go, hey, hey, wake up, we got stuff to do. And do the same with the other side. Hey, hey, wake up, we got stuff to do. And once you've given a leg shake, it should be a little bit easier for your legs to move up and down and sort of flap around like we would a butterfly flapping thing. All right? If your legs are moving well, we're ready to move on to our third stretch, the standing pancake. So let's get into it. All right. The standing pancake looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs nice and wide. We're going to focus on bringing the belly button down to the ground. And if your legs are so wide that you're feeling a pinching pain here in your hips, you've gone too far. Bring your legs back in a little bit. If you can just do a slight little like hip wiggle, like a little hula hoop thing, and your hips don't hurt, that's a good sign you're ready to continue. All right. Next, we're going to focus on the belly button. We're going to fold forward. As soon as you get stuck, you found our starting position. Okay? That's right here. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. We're folding forward. Our hamstrings are getting into a nice stretch. And if you can, we're going to have our legs wide enough that you're feeling a stretch here in the inner thighs. All right? I'm going to do this at a slight angle so you can see me point to things. From here, we're trying to fold our upper body in between our legs. And the easiest way to do this is to get gravity to help as much as possible. When we do the standing pancake, that is when gravity is helping as much as possible. So what I want you to do is focus on lengthening your upper back, straighten it out. And if that's not enough to help you fold a little bit further forward, extend your arms so that your biceps are by your ears. And do the same. Inhale, exhale, and see if that helps bring it down a little bit deeper into the stretch. If that's not enough for you, you want to go deeper, you can hold something in your hands and continue. All right? That is basically our stretch. If you're a regular and you've been doing this for a long time, trying to make it harder, you can feel free to grab your legs. You can try to straighten out your back, and you can try to pull yourself deeper into the stretch. It's going to feel crazy on your hamstrings, so be gentle. All right? That's it. 30 seconds. Let's do it. Fold, 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 fold. Bring your belly button down into the ground. Bring it down some more. Biceps by the ears will help if you're just letting gravity do the work. If you're going to use your arms to help pull yourself deeper, let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Holding your breath will never make you more flexible. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, below. That is our stretch. If your legs are super tired in here, in the inner thighs, that is okay. What I want you to do is try to bring your toes and your heels and your toes and your heels and your toes in towards the center of your body. Alright? Once your legs are underneath you, you can push off your legs. Oh, come back into standing, and that is our third stretch. We're going to move on into stretch number 4. But before we do that, if you need to, check out your legs, do a little waddle, do a little dance, make your hips work again, do a little hula hooping, and if you even need to, you can stretch. Alright? We're going to move on into our 4th stretch. I'm pretty sure last night we did the pigeon, so today we're doing the figure 4 stretch. Alright? Both have the same fundamentals, and if you're a regular, feel free to do whichever one you prefer. If you just know which one you like best and you've not been a regular, feel free to do that one too. Alright? Today I'm going to explain in a little bit more detail the pigeon stretch, but they both have the same fundamentals. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over the other, we're grabbing that ankle, we're bringing it up to our belly button, and we're bringing our belly button down to that ankle. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. Alright? You feel a stretch here in the side of this hip. That is a glute muscle. Alright? You should feel a bit of a stretch here in the hamstrings underneath your thighs. And you might feel a little bit of tension here when you're actually doing that folding forward. Let's talk about the pigeon. It looks a little bit like this. I already showed you this thing right here. We're folding forward, right? But basically take that and bring it to the ground. Alright? Boom. I want you to get this middle line between your eyes down to your belly button to find that midpoint between your knee and your ankle. And I want you to just go and fold forward, bring yourself into that stretch. You're basically doing the pigeon as soon as you're folding forward into that stretch. Alright? Boom. If you want, if you're new to this, you can just stick with this version and you're done. Alright? Your other leg can be bent off to the side, can be extended over there if you want. And there's also a more advanced version where you stick the leg directly behind you. Alright? The one where you stick it directly behind you puts a big strain on your hip flexor muscle right here. And as you can see, my knee is coming straight down into the ground. It's going to feel a lot of pressure. Alright? So if you have less flexibility here in this hip, your knee is going to suffer. If you are currently in this position going, oh, I don't like this, you can always go back to bring the leg down off to the side. Alright? But there's some other tips you can do so that you can get into this position, slowly work at it. Alright? And that looks a little bit like this. Just fold forward. You're feeling the pressure here because you're trying to sit up straight and it's pulling on this hip, right? If you lean forward, you put way less pressure in that hip and it's easier to keep your leg flat down on the ground. If that's not enough for you, yeah, another tip. You can elevate the front leg, alright? When you elevate this front leg, chances are, unless you're insanely flexible, your hips are also going to come up off the ground. When your hips are off the ground, it gives your leg way more space to be underneath you and behind you. Alright? So you can get into this position, you can get into that deep stretch for you without feeling all that pressure on your knee when you use your toes to hold you up. Cool? Those are the 2 tips. We're ready to go. Let's wrap up these pigeon exercises. Alright? Leg is coming across the body. We'll bring our belly button and the center line down towards the point between the knee and the ankle. And we're folding. The hips are low, and then we're bringing our chest down. Alright, we're not sticking our hips way up high and putting our head down. That is not what's happening. That is all the instruction you need. Stick the leg back behind you if you want to, if you can. And once you're here in this kind of position, I want you to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And sink a little deeper into the stretch. Alright, inhale. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26. If suddenly you find the whole stretch got way easier, you might have let the ankle slip towards your groin. To make it harder again, you can push that leg towards your face. And all of a sudden, you'll find the stretch got way harder. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Try to sink into the floor. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're almost done. 4. Keep breathing. 3. Bring that belly button down to the ground. Turn it jello. Melt. 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. All right, we got one last leg. Let's get ready to do it. Again, leg is coming across your body. You're trying to find that midpoint between the knee and the ankle. You're going to try and bring the middle line between your eyes down to your belly button towards that point in your leg. All right, that is our pigeon. Extend the other leg back behind you if you want. You don't have to. You can let it drape off to the side. And stick your butt low. Keep the hips low to the ground. Then fold forward. Alright? Breathe. Inhale. Chill. 30 seconds. 29. 28. 27. 26. 25. 24. 23. 22. 21. 20. 19. 18. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. Sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. 15. 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. 0. That is our pigeon stretch. Come on out of it. However you can. And we're done with 4 of our 5 stretches. Alright? See a whole bunch of comments. Let me take a look. Jay says, yes, remember, do what you can slowly and carefully. He does Q&A at the end of the show. Thank you for letting Shay know. I will do Q&A at the end. If anything feels crazy, if anything feels too intense, you don't have to go as hard as it looks like I might be going. Alright? What I am showing you is the result of doing this live every day for like 500 times. Alright? I've been doing this live a really long time. So, if you're brand new to the show, you should not come in with the same expectations for your movement as what I am demonstrating. If you have been a dancer your whole life, maybe you do, right? But if you don't have a foundation, if you don't have a whole bunch of hours invested into all these weird moves, it's probably going to be a little bit difficult, because if you don't train it, you're probably not going to have it, all right? So, from here, where are we going with this? We just wrapped up most of our stretches. We got one thing left. It is the side splits, all right? If you've never done side splits before, don't worry. We're going to break down to lots of little steps, and you can stop at any point if it feels uncomfortable, all right? And I'll keep on reminding you that you can always stop. You can always pause. You can always stop going deeper. You can just hang out where you are, okay? If you don't know already, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice the number one quality, consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make this whole thing a little bit more entertaining so that you suffer a little bit less, you have a little bit more fun, so that it's easier to practice that consistency. Okay? So if you like side splits, if you like hip mobility, if you like the idea of building consistency, you need help with it, feel free to keep coming back. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. All right, well, let's get into the side splits. Cool? We're going to slowly come back to the wall. Somebody call me an angel. Thank you. That's so nice. I'm not, but I appreciate that you feel that way. All right. We're going to do some side splits. What I want you to do is get your butt up against the wall. All right? And maybe even your feet up against the wall. Your wall is going to be your best friend. You're going to lean on it. You're going to rely on it. It's going to keep you stable. So get very, very friendly with your wall. All right? We're going to take half a step, maybe one step in front of the wall. When I say half a step, I mean like half of your foot's distance. Maybe one of your foot's distance. Not like one huge step. That's not what I'm saying. All right? Just tiny little step in front of the wall. So that when you stick your butt back, you barely have to lean and your butt can rest against the wall. All right? What we're going to do next is we're going to open up our legs nice and wide. If you've gotten to a point immediately where you're feeling a sharp pain in your hips, right here, you're going, ooh, that doesn't feel so good. You've gone too far. All right, bring your legs in just a little bit. Bring them in until you can do a little bit like this. All right, moving your hips, doing a little dance, doing a little shake. Chances are your hips are going to be fine. Next, we're going to fold and bring our belly button down into the ground. All right. When you are here, when you get stuck, try to extend your arms down to the ground. If you can reach the ground and you can use that for support, great, you're doing real good. You can just do that. But if you cannot reach the ground, if you don't want to reach the ground because you're feeling that crazy stretch in your booty, you got options. I recommend go grab a stool. Okay? I got this $12 stool from Amazon, and it is the perfect height. for me. That does not mean that this exact stool is going to be perfect height for you, given where you are in your flexibility training. All right. Sometimes you might benefit from having a full-on chair. Sometimes you might benefit from a coffee table. Maybe the stool is where you're at. If you have something that you can put your hands on that is lightweight enough for you to move around, but is also stable for you to use as support, I recommend you go find that thing, go grab it, and come back as fast as possible. I probably should have told you about this earlier, but I completely forgot. So take a moment, grab your stool, grab your support. It could be a yoga block. It could be old textbooks that you don't care about anymore. It could be the edge of a small IKEA coffee table looking thing. Whatever works. All right. From here, what we're gonna do is pull that stool towards our hips. Okay. We're gonna try and get our hands right up against our thighs. We're going to see if we can get a little bit lower towards the ground and let our legs go a little bit wider. Okay? When you are here in this position, I want your butt resting against the wall. We never got that far away from the wall. Now our butt is resting against the wall. All right? What I want you to feel is like you're in a strong, supported position, that you're not about to slip, that you're not about to hurt yourself. I want you to feel safe. All right? If you're feeling like you're about to fall, if you feel like you're about to slip, if you're feeling like you're not secure, it's going to make a lot of your muscles a lot more tense. That tension is not going to help you get deeper into the side splits. That tension is going to actively fight you from getting into the side splits. All right? And that's not what we want. So right now our butt is resting against the wall for a little bit of stability. Our hands are being supported where we need it. And our legs are wherever is comfortable, as wide as we can get. Cool? From here, we're going to make the stretch a little bit better by rotating our legs. Okay? What I want you to do is notice that your knees are probably kind of pointing toward that way, right? Towards that direction. What I want you to do is rotate the legs so the knee is pointing up, the ankle is down, and the toes are up. Sorry, the heel is down, and the toes are up. And I want you to do that to both sides. Make sure to use that support if you're using it. All right? When you do this, our thigh bones rotate. When they rotate, it makes it really hard for it to smash into our hip bones in the same way that causes that pain that we were talking about before. All right? When you've rotated it, you're in your side splits, you're ready to go. It's time to drop. Why don't you take a big breath in, exhale, and see if you can relax a little bit deeper into your stretch. All right? One more inhale, relax, sink a little deeper into your stretch. If you haven't moved anywhere, you can't go anywhere, that's totally fine. You don't have to push any deeper. All right? But if you're ready to try to push a little bit deeper, see if you can do a little wiggle to the right, do a little wiggle to the left, do a little wiggle to the right, do a little wiggle to the left. If it feels like you gotta pause, you gotta stop, you can feel free to stop at any time. All right? We are letting our butt drop while resting against the wall. So you're just slowly letting your hips fall lower and lower to the ground. And when you get low enough, you can get rid of your stool, your hand support, and start using your hands. All right? If you're not there, keep using your support. Next, we're going to chill and breathe. All right? That's our stretch. We are deep. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds, and we're going to stop and go do something else. All right? 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Feel free to add a little bit of a wiggle. See if you can get just a little bit deeper. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 2, 1, 0. That's it. See if you can walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in slowly underneath you. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. And come on out of that stretch. I like to come into a new position. I like to chill here, let my legs recover. Alright? What we just did, put a whole bunch of tension into our hips, into our legs. What we're going to do next is shake out our leg muscles as much as we can so that we can get into deeper second and a deeper third side split. I don't know if I've said this yet today, but we're doing 3 rounds of side splits. So if you thought it was like before, we just did one round and we moved on. It's not that. We're doing 3 rounds, baby. All right, let's go. Slowly come on back into standing. If you are feeling like your legs don't work, you're waddling around a little like a drunk penguin, that is okay. We're going to fix that right now. All right? I want you to put your leg, one of them, nice and sturdy into the ground. And the other leg, I want you to lift up, and I want you to start shaking out that ankle. All right? Take a look at your ankle. Flick it, shake it, wobble it around, and that is what we're doing. We're trying to loosen up all the muscles that control the ankle. All right? If you point your toe like you're a ballerina, if you flex your foot like you're about to kick somebody in the chest, if you have done some ankle circles, you know your foot muscles, your calf muscles, all these muscles here control and help you move into those positions, right? If you're getting into those positions just by flopping your leg around, those muscles have to be relaxed enough to let you do it. And that is what we're trying to get. We're trying to get a whole bunch of relaxation to let our muscles go. Blah, 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 blah. All right? Let's do it this time. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. I started this kind of intensely. If you're new to the show, start nice and slow and gentle. And I try to say slow and gentle, and immediately went into something way too intense. All right? Relaxation is a skill, and you'll get better at it over time. So you don't have to go 0 to 100. Go. Blah, 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 blah. You can start nice and gentle and work your way up as you find it's comfortable. All right? Whew. Hopefully, after shaking out your legs a whole bunch of times, your calves are feeling a little looser, maybe a little gentler. Take a couple of steps. Maybe do a little knee bend right here. Feel that calf stretch and see if your balance is a little bit back to normal, or better than when you're waddling around like a drunk penguin. If you're feeling better, it's time to move on to some hip stuff. All right. What I want you to do is put all your weight into the ground. I want you to put the big toe of the other leg down into the ground, just next to your standing leg. I want you to open up that leg so that the knee is pointing that way. And I want you to bring the knee in, boom, and then back out, and then boom, in, and then out, and then in, and then out, and then in, and then out, and then in. And as you get more comfortable, as you get stronger, feel free to pick up the pace, pick up the tempo, turn it into a dance, have fun with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's the whole thing. Other side. All your weight is on one leg. Drop the big toe down on the other leg. Bring the knee in. Bring the leg out. Bring the knee in. Bring the leg out. When you're doing this, the only thing that's moving is this thigh bone where it connects into your hip. Right? The rest of the body doesn't have to move, and it really shouldn't. Okay? We're using some muscles here in the hip and sort of the butt area to do all of this movement, and that is what we're training. All right? It's always going to be okay for you to go nice and slow and focus on this basic movement. As you get faster, stronger, you can pick up the pace, you can pick up the tempo, and at some point we'll get to a stage where you can relax this muscle or all the muscles in your thigh and start shaking so hard and so fast that your leg looks like it's turning into gel and it goes. We don't have to talk about that right now. We're going to get into that later. All right? Now, hopefully, your legs are a little bit more relaxed and we're ready in side split number 2. All right, let's go. Feet, butt up against the wall. Take half a step, maybe one step in front of the wall. Rest your butt on the wall, and let's open up those legs. All right? Here, if your hips are already hurting, right here, you've already gone too far. Bring your legs back in just a little bit. And we're going to fold, bring our belly buttons down towards the ground. This is our starting position. If you can reach the floor, awesome. Do that. If you can, or if you can't, and you just don't want to, feel free to use a little bit of hand support. All right. From here, we're going to see if we can get just a little bit deeper into our stretch once we have that extra bit of support. This support takes some weight off our legs. We're using our arm muscles to hold ourselves up so that it's gentler on our legs, and that lets it go do some crazier things. All right. Next, I want you to take your stool. I want you to bring it back towards your hips. I want you to rest your butt against the wall, and I want you to see if you can get just a little tiny bit deeper. When you're feeling like you're pretty close to your maximum, I want you to make sure you rotate your legs. All right. So right now your knees are kind of pointing forward. What I want is boom. Your knees to be pointing straight up. So your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are up. And we gotta do both sides. Boom. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are up. Once you've rotated your legs, you are in a side split. All right. You might be high in your side split, but you are in a side split. Next, we're gonna breathe. We're gonna chill. We're gonna relax. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little bit deeper. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little bit deeper. And that is our setup. All right. If your knees are pointing up right now, and the top of your head is also pointing up into the ceiling, you're still holding your side split. You still relaxing some muscles. All right. Relax the toes. Relax the feet. Relax your calves. Relax your hamstrings. Relax your glutes. Do a little shake. Do a little wiggle. See if you get just a little tiny bit deeper into your stretch. We are back here. All right. This is where we did our first stretch. You might find you've done a little bit deeper than the first time. Amazing. But what we're going to do is a little bit different this time. We're going to walk our hands forward just a little bit so that the knees, instead of pointing straight up, they're pointing at a diagonal like 45-ish degrees. All right? And our hands are in front of us. They look like we're about to do a push-up. When we do this, we rotate the legs, and now the muscle that feels the stretch the most is the inner thighs. And that is what we want. We're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. Let's do it. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Feel free to do a little wiggle. See if we get just a little bit deeper. Make sure to breathe. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's it. Walk your hands forward. Come on out of that stretch. Bring your knees in underneath you. Grunt, groan. Make as many sound effects as you need to. Those are some tiring stretches. Whew. All right. We're chilling. We're relaxing. Come on up into standing. Let's shake out those ankles. Oh. Oh. Okay. Let's go. Shiggity, shake, shake, shake. Shake some more. Shiggity, shake, shake, shake. Shake some more. Shiggity, shake, shake, shake. Shake some more. Relax those muscles. Remember, do these at your ability. All right. If you're just starting out, take it nice and slow, and then experiment. Go a little bit harder. See if it feels okay. If it feels good, you can go a little bit harder. If it feels good, you can keep going. If it goes crazy and you're still feeling all right, then you can keep going crazy. That's cool with me. All right. But shake, flop, waddle at the edge of your capability. All right. Go, 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 go. Other side. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. We're just practicing relaxation, all right? There's no precise, exact, perfect form that we're aiming for. We just want the muscles to be chill. And the easy way that we can see that our muscles are probably relaxed is when our foot goes into all these crazy places and are putting our muscles into a stretch position. If they were contracted, if they were tense, they wouldn't be able to flop in those directions, all right? Hope you're ready. Maybe do a little knee bend. We're going to move on into our hips. All right. All your weight over leg, big toe is down. We're starting with bringing it in and out, and 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 in and out. And as you get more skill, we can turn this into a dance skill. All right. You can go do a stanky leg, pull that leg in, have some fun with it. Right. We're working on that hip mobility. We're bringing the leg in. We're doing all this rotation. You should have some fun with it. Right. Put it to use. Make it a skill that's useful for you. Other side. Bring the leg in. Bring the leg out. 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 Have some fun with it. And if you don't want to figure out how to do that gracefully, that's totally fine. You can keep on sticking with the in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Woo! If your hips are feeling tired now, you're working real hard doing this thing. Do a little shake, and hopefully we're ready for session number 3 to wrap up this show. All right, let's go. Stick your butt up against the wall. Take half a step, one step in front. Open up those legs nice and wide. If you're feeling pain in the hips, stop. Bring the legs in together. Fold forward when you're ready. Bring that belly button down to the ground. As soon as you get stuck, see if you can reach the floor. If you can, great. If you cannot, grab something for a little bit of support. Okay? And hold on, I got to hit the low battery warning over on YouTube. And I'll be right back. To position. Alright? Hands on your support. Here we go. From here, we are going to see if we can open up our legs a little bit wider. Alright? Then we're going to rotate our legs so the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. We got to do both sides. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are up. Alright? We're gonna pause. We're gonna breathe. Take an inhale. Slowly exhale and see if we can drop a little bit deeper into the stretch. All right, inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Drop a little deeper into the stretch. If you can, I want you to double check, make sure your stool, your hand support is right underneath your hips. All right? Your hands are resting against your legs. You want to be nice and tight and compact. If you are all stretched out and like super big posture, it's gonna make it really hard to focus on the stretch in the muscles right here. All right. Once you're here, you don't have much left. If your knees and your toes are pointing up and your head is also pointing up, you're still in your side split position. You can start relaxing those muscles. Relax the feet, relax the hands, relax the glutes, hamstrings. See if you can drop a little bit deeper. All right. Whew. Here we are. This is our starting position. You might be a little bit deeper than the first two stretches. If you are, amazing. Congratulations. Now you know what a little bit of warm up can do for you. All right. Next, we got options. You can do the first version of the stretch, where we were basically right here, legs wide, sitting up pretty straight. You can do the second version of the stretch, where you walk your hands forward. You're feeling the stretch more in your inner thighs. Or you can do a third version that is not actually a side split, it's a pancake. You sit your butt down, you straddle your legs wide, and you try your best to fold forward. If you are not a regular on this show and you have not done the pancake like this before, stick with either one or two. All right? And I'm going to do three because I think it is the last stretch that I'm struggling with that is holding me back from a deeper side split. So, if you're ready, we're going to start. 30 seconds. Let's go. Get your butts into position. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Come on out of that stretch. Walk your hands forward, bring your legs in. Do what you gotta do. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. That is our third and final stretch. We are done with all the hard stuff. Alright? What we're gonna do next is shake out some tension, help us relax, so that you can go do whatever else you gotta do for the rest of the day. We're gonna do a couple of quick joint checks just to make sure our joints are doing good, and then we'll be done. Alright? Come on up into standing. Whew. Shake out those ankles. Shake, 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 shake. You don't have to shake as thoroughly now if you don't want to. It's not nearly as important. Before you're going back into more side splits, now you're just doing whatever else you have to do for the rest of the day. So if you want to shortcut some shaking, feel free to shortcut some shaking. If you are going to do a fourth side split after this, feel free to shake a little bit harder. All right, moving on into the hips. All right, weight is in one leg, big toe is down in the other. We'll bring the knee in and out, and in, 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 and out. As you get stronger in these hip muscles, as you get more control, there is a cool version of this that I want to show you. All right? All your weight is on one leg. Big toe is down. Leg is pretty much straight extended off to the side. Not super crazy. Like you don't have to bend this knee that much. But this leg, it looks like it's straight, but there's a slight bend to it. All right? We're going to make sure there's almost no weight on this leg. We're going to rotate this leg hard. All right? And we're going to go fast, using those muscles that we've been developing. We're not going the full range of motion. We're not bringing the knee all the way in. We're not bringing the knee all the way out. We're just changing direction really fast. All right? When you do that real fast and the thigh muscles are loose, the leg is going to flop all over the place. Good chance your leg is flopping all over the place. They're kind of relaxed. All right? We're going to do the other side. All your weight is on one leg. Big toe is down. We're going to shake, 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 shake. Make your legs look like they're made of jello. Now add in all the other body parts. Flop, 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 wiggle, 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 wiggle. Your body, hopefully, is a little bit more relaxed. Let's get into our joint checks. First thing we're gonna do is some hip circles. Take it nice and slow. Stick your butt out. Oh, come on through. Do some crazy imaginary hula hooping. Go the other direction. Your hula hoop has not fallen. You have saved the hula hoop. I don't know where I'm going with this. I think it's the first time I've talked about hula hooping. All right. Whew. If you find some parts of that movement are real tight, right? After the side splits, I tend to feel the left side of the hip and the right side of the hip. If you find something, feel free to hang out there for a little bit longer. Chill. Ooh. Stretch out the muscle. Ooh. And relax. All right? When you're ready, we're going to follow up with a quick handy. If your knees come up, we're ready to continue. We're going to do some calf raises from a squat position. I want you to have your feet set right underneath your hips, right? Not super wide, not super narrow, just somewhere in between. Cool. We're going to drop into a squat, and I want you to fold your chest down towards your knees. Then I want you to push your knees towards your toes. See if you can go over your toes, and I want you to push that away. All right? When you do this, you're going to have a nice, crazy stretch in your Achilles tendon in your calves. You can poke them to double check that they're all tight. And when you feel like you're about to fall forward, your toes should kick in and grip the floor really hard to help support you to keep you from falling. And that's what we want. All right? So from here, from this leaning forward position where all these muscles in your feet are working real hard, I want you to do a calf raise. Put your hands down on the ground if you need a little bit of support, but otherwise, bring those heels up. Come on back down. Bring the heels up. Come on back down. Bring the heels up. Come on back down. I want you to balance the weight between your big toe and your index toe, or your big toe and the middle toe. Sort of right here. And I want you to lift the heels straight up. If you try to spread the weight across your whole entire forefoot, it might end up looking a little bit like this. You might point outwards instead of straight up. All right? Once you've done a couple of those, and you're feeling it in your feet, you're feeling it in your Achilles tendon, in your calves, in your quads, in your low back, chances are if you were able to pull off the majority of that movement, your toes working real well with your arch of the foot, with your Achilles tendon, with your calves, with your quads, with your low back, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your feet, are working pretty well too. All right? That's a good sign that you're probably ready to go back to whatever else you got to do. Okay? I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good time. I hope you're starting to relax and chill out now because we are done with our live side splits and hip mobility show. If somehow you still don't know, we do a daily live side splits and hip mobility show. We do it every single day because we're practicing the number one most important quality, and that is consistency. Okay? You can have the best plan in the world, but if you cannot follow it, it is not the best plan for you. If you need a little bit of help building consistency because you realize you can spend 3 hours Googling and searching for the best plan. You can make out your little list, your little Excel spreadsheet, and then 3 days down the line, you're not following it, you've forgotten about it. 6 months later, you're like, oh yeah, I did care about that thing. Let me start again, and then you spend 3 more hours doing Google research, and then you drop that 6 days later too. This is the counter of that, all right? The show is all here. We do the same thing every single day. All you have to do is show up. I try to be a little bit entertaining so that you're mentally engaged enough that you can focus and get the consistency work, the really, truly hard stuff done. And then you get that little check mark in the back of your head saying, I'm the type of person who shows up consistently. And that's what's truly valuable. Okay? Hip mobility side splits, that's cool too. I want it. That's why I'm doing this show in this exact format. But the most important quality is building up that consistency, feeling confident that you can be consistent about anything that you do. Okay? Whew. Where we're going with this. I think I'm gonna go and look at some Q&A. So I'm gonna go grab my stool from back over there and bring it over here so I don't have to squat or kneel because I tend to be here quite a bit. All right, and then while I scroll and take a look at what we got in the chat, I'm going to remind you that I make a whole bunch of other content, and some of it is about the same consistency thing that I was just talking about. If you have 2 minutes while you're waiting for your coffee to finish, if you have a couple minutes while you're waiting for your microwave to heat up lunch, if you have a couple minutes because you're waiting for your ramen to soften in hot boiling water, those are valuable minutes that you can spend a little bit of time doing some exercise. All right? If your alternative was doom scrolling, hopefully you're followed and subscribed and you'll doom scroll into one of my videos, and it'll be a great reminder for you to do a couple of squats, a couple of lunges, a couple of calf raises, a couple of Cossack switches like we do in our live, a couple of hip cars like we do in our live, so that You keep your joints happy, you keep your joints healthy, you keep moving. And for the most part, most people don't end up going, oh, I hate the fact that I did lunges in the 30 seconds that I had to spare. Unless maybe you're in public and somebody starts laughing at you. But that's hate not because of the exercise, that's hate because of embarrassment. All right, those are two different things. Don't equate them together. All right. Is there anything else to talk about? No. Let's look at the chat. Over on YouTube, Trexton said, hi, hello, hello. Queen R confirmed that the earbuds were not working, and I should probably just yell. And then I completely forgot about that for a lot of the live. And when I did remember, I started shouting really loudly. So everybody who was on TikTok, I hope your ears didn't explode because you guys are right here. And when I raise my voice, it probably directly impacts you way more than the YouTube audience. I'm sorry, YouTube. The earbud they don't work today, and had to get this live started. So hope the audio was okay. We'll find out in a little bit. Franklin says something I'm not gonna reply to. Okay, cool. I'm coming over to TikTok. I'm gonna scroll real fast to the very top to see what we got. We got a whole bunch of people following the live creators. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cat G sends a bunch of smiley emojis, and then Cat G says, "Oh no!" Charles Roxy says, "What happened?" And Cat G may not have replied yet. Hold on, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. There's a lot of drama in 3 messages, but I'm not seeing any reward for this drama. Am I confused? Did I scroll past it? Sunny Honey says, I needed this. Lovely. It's Daphne. Share the live a whole bunch of times. Thank you so much, Daphne, for the support. I appreciate it. And NJ shared the live. Oh, man, so many people. Cabin Elysium wrote, I assume that's how you pronounce FJ, FH, 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 F. Sounds like you need to work on your breathing. and get some good airflow. Cabin Elysium says, the first time I heard of the thigh hug. Yeah, so I assume that was about the hamstring stretch that you commented on. A lot of the time, when we are trying to this stretch, when you're brand new to flexibility and stretching, when you try to straighten out this leg and then you try to get into this stretch, you end up in a situation that looks a little bit like this, right? Your actual spine part, your hips don't go anywhere, but your whole upper back is rounded, and you're like, I'm going to touch my toes. That is not teaching you how to actually fold forward, right? When you bend the knees, it's going to be much easier for you to fold forward. And this is the actual position we want to get into at the end of the day when we're in the hamstring stretch, right? So what is very doable from here is slowly pushing your foot away from you and getting that leg a little straighter, a little straighter, a little straighter, a little straighter, a little straighter until you're in that really deep hamstring stretch. Okay? So what is important to take away from this is doing the little knee bend, bringing the thigh and the chest together. That's just you focusing on that forward fold, right? There's lots of variations of that forward fold. If you look up good morning exercises, they're really good for your low back and your mobility. But like a good morning might look like this, folding forward and straighten it back out, folding forward and straighten it back out. You can do this with weights and other stuff. Usually, I would use a taller chair because that is not a particularly strong angle for me to fold forward. But yeah, the end goal when you do get into a really intense, crazy like hamstring stretch is to have your upper body pretty close to the leg, right? And a lot of the time we try this stretch as if it has to be folding, 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 and then like wherever happens, it happens. But there's a completely reasonable version of the stretch where you can bring your knee to your chest already, and you get all of that stretch by straightening out your leg, right? So now that you know about that, you start putting that trick into a whole bunch of different stretches and go, I actually can get into these stretches. Sometimes it's just your brain going, I don't understand how this works, and you just can't figure something out. And it happens a lot more often than you think, right? Like when you're learning a new skill and you're trying a new sport, you're trying to do something even though it looks really easy and straightforward, sometimes you just can't figure it out, and then you just have to try it a different way. That's my way of giving you something different to try out. Actionless Action over on YouTube asked, can you tell me what days you have these live sessions. I tend to miss it and find it in the end. We go live every single day, Monday through Sunday, at 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, 9 p.m. Eastern was 1 hour and 19 minutes from right now. So, whatever time that is for you, we do that live every single day. I have not missed a session in a very long time. So, that's the time. On the weekends, so specifically Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern time, we have another live. It's basically the same show, but you get to start your day with side split, hip mobility, consistency stuff instead of end your day with side splits, hip mobility, consistency stuff. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, what else we got? I'm scrolling down. A whole bunch of people have followed and shared the live. Thank you so much for the support. Shay asks, is it beginner friendly? All the stretches that I've demonstrated today, I've been doing basically the exact same stretch, just a deeper version or less deep version for a long time. The stretches have been the exact same. So when I tell you to, for example, get into our hamstring stretch, it looks like this, right? If you can only get here, all the tips still work. You can still bend the knee. You can still try to bring your chest down. You can still straighten it out, right? The fundamentals are the same. Maybe your chest and your knee won't touch. That's okay. But when you straighten out your leg and you do this motion, you've tried to bring your chest down. That is building the same set of skills, right? Is there anything that doesn't work? There are some moments where I might forget to use some support, like a stool, right? When we do the side splits sometimes, if I can hang out here and drop down with my own muscle power to this height, right? I don't need it, but I talk about the stool the whole entire time. I talk about putting it underneath you, and I demonstrate using it from when your legs are basically right here all the way down to wherever it is that you get to. So, I believe, for the most part, all of the instructions that I give are applicable to a beginner because I started this show many, like over a year ago, at a much rougher version of each of these stretches. All right, and the stretches have been the same this whole time. So if you need proof that it kind of works, you can go find the original first video ever that is uploaded on Instagram at Splits on the Side, and you can take a look at where I am on all those stretches on day one. The account is Splits on the Side, so same as YouTube, same on TikTok. That is where everything started, and then at some point, going live was disabled for accounts under 1,000 followers on Instagram, and I was forced to go explore and find other things. Now we're on TikTok and YouTube, right? Yeah, so if you want to go back on just TikTok and YouTube, I don't think there's anything posted on TikTok from early days, but YouTube has hosted pretty much every single video that I've recorded on YouTube because YouTube will do it for free. So thank you, YouTube. All right, let's go. I'm gonna keep scrolling. What else we got? Tiffany says, I myself, I have a hard time with side splits. That's 100% understandable. I've been trying to do side splits for like forever. And I've never been consistent with them because they've always been kind of hard, right? And I get sore, take a couple of days off, and then I don't come back for like 6 months, right? So that is how that was for like the first 15 years, or for the last 15 years. Now that I've done this live like 500 times, maybe like 16 years. So for the first 15-ish years of my life, I'd start some, take a long time off, do a little bit, take a long time off, do a little bit, take a long time off. And I'm talking like 6 months of time off. So I would make absolutely zero progress every year. And every year I was like, I'm going to get the side splits this year. So this show exists to help practice and build consistency. Because I know after setting time aside, after committing to showing up, committing to supporting you guys in practicing consistency, supporting myself, building this environment to help support all of us to build consistency, that makes me much more consistent than if I were to just do a crazy intense side split workout, the best workout on YouTube or whatever, and then take 2 days off and then come back and then take 2 days off and then come back and then take 2 days off. I'm really bad at that level of that type of consistency. But I can show up every day once I've planned for it and once I've made it really important to me. So that is how this show started. at this point, I can probably be much more consistent and do those best plans on a reliable sort of schedule. But I think what's most valuable about what we do right now is helping everybody else build a little bit of consistency. And so this live runs every single night. We do basically the same exercise. I try to keep it entertaining. I'm here to prove that I'm accountable, right? I'm showing up live. It's not like it's a recording or something. And we do the workout together, right? So I hope that was helpful. Sabrina says, you're an angel for teaching us. You're so welcome. Francis says, thank you so much. And D says, I'm the same. Patting the heels help. Yes. Yes. That is something I forget to talk about all the time because my heels are now immune. All right. When I started this live, and we started doing the side splits by rotating the legs so that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up, my heels used to hurt as well. All right. I have now these disgustingly ugly calloused feet that feel no sensation. Actually, that's not true, but I'm much more used to these sensations, and they don't bother me anymore. So I forget sometimes that I also started with a whole bunch of padding. All right, I have these foam flooring pieces. Typically, I recommend you kind of try to grab like a far corner of it so that your feet don't get stuck because your foam is like real far extended when you go kick something. And that should be helpful for a little bit of padding on those feet. Okay? Especially when we're doing this thing where we rotate the legs so the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are up. Cool? Alright. I'm gonna try and avoid all these obstacles. Alright. What else we got? Luigi says thanks, Ken. Najwa says woman, it's okay. Yeah, if you're a woman, you should probably also be able to do these stretches. That being said, I'm pretty sure there are way more women who can do side splits than there are men who can do side splits. So I think for the most part, it's probably going to be fine. Because I think I've watched just as many videos of like women and gymnasts and dancers teaching us about how to do side splits as I know. Way more women teach side splits than men do. I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure you can do all these stretches. Yes. Okay. Moving on. D says thanks, Ken. See you tomorrow. Catchy says I'm starting the count. Oh, was I talking too loud? Sorry. Catchy says he's lucky I stayed till he started. That's funny. Mama Ka says, are we doing this or are we just thinking about it? Okay. Sorry. I don't know what I was talking about for so long, but thank you for the reminder that I need to keep counting and get on with it. Catchy says, thank you, Ken. We are wrapped. That is all of the comments. Queen R had one more comment over on YouTube. Says daily live, Monday through Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Oh, sorry, 6 p.m. Pacific on Saturdays and Sundays. There's the bonus live at 9 a.m. Eastern. All right, that's everything. There aren't that many of you left anyway, so it's time to wrap up. If you haven't somehow yet, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We're doing this live every single day. All right, closing out. I will see you all real soon, aka tomorrow, because we got more consistency to practice.